So till now we have discussed different conformers of ethane, butane and propane, and we have understood the idea that is involved behind drawing the conformers. So now what we are going to do is we are going to understand the conformation analysis of a cyclohexane. Now cyclohexane is a very important molecule because when we deal with the chapter, especially the substitution and elimination reaction, you will find a lot many questions on this particular segment. So if we talk about the conformation analysis of cyclohexane, we know that cyclohexane is basically a ring which is having 6 carbon on it. So we can draw its planar structure, right? So this is the planar structure of cyclohexane. Now if you look at this internal angle, so this internal angle is basically 120 degree. But because this carbon was sp3 hybridized, so obviously the ideal angle of an sp3 hybridized atom should be 109 degree 28 minutes. Now this angle is obviously greater than 109 degree 28 minutes. So what this ring will do, this will basically change its planarity or will twist some of its bond so that its angle become equal to 109 degree 28 minutes. So it can assume different conformers to attain the sp3 hybridized angle. Now the most common and the most stable form of a cyclohexane is basically the chair form. So this is like a chair. So this is the most stable form of a cyclohexane. So this looks like a chair. Now if you look at this molecule, obviously now you can see that some bond has basically been twisted. So what I can say is I have taken one of the bond, I have taken it above and I have taken a bond from here and like pull it down. So basically it assumes a chair like structure. Now what happens in a chair like structure is, if you look at it closely, here there are two types of hydrogen. A hydrogen which is going completely in a plane. So this hydrogen is going above in a particular plane. The adjacent carbon will have a hydrogen in the opposite plane. So one hydrogen going up, the adjacent carbon will have the hydrogen in the same plane going down. Now similarly this hydrogen is going down, so here hydrogen will go up in the same plane. Because here hydrogen is going up in a plane, here the hydrogen will go down in a plane. Now here because hydrogen is going down in a plane, the next adjacent carbon will have a hydrogen going up in the plane. Now because here hydrogen is going up in the plane, this hydrogen will go down in the plane. So basically these types of hydrogens are called as the axial hydrogen. So this is basically your axial hydrogen. So axial hydrogens are hydrogens that are basically in the same plane. Now if you will look at all these hydrogens, they are basically in the same plane. This is going above the plane, this is going down the plane. So these are opposite but they are lying on the same plane. So axial bonds are in the same plane, just the difference is that they are opposite to, or they are completely opposite to each other. Now if you look at the second type of hydrogen, obviously this carbon will also have one hydrogen. So this is basically going to maintain an angle of 109 degree 28 minutes. It will go down in some plane. So basically this is called as your equatorial bonds. Now if you consider the adjacent carbon, now this will also go in the different plane but above the molecular plane. So obviously this equatorial hydrogen is going down, so the adjacent carbon hydrogen will go up. So this is what you need to understand. This is a very simple logic. So the axial hydrogen goes above the plane, then the equatorial is going down. The adjacent carbon, if the axial is going up, the axial will go down in the same plane. Whereas in equatorial, the equatorial bond is going down, but this equatorial bond will go up in a different plane. So if this is going up, obviously here the hydrogen will go down. So it is going in this particular manner. So this is basically your equatorial bond. Here the equatorial bond is going up, so here the equatorial bond will go. Here the equatorial bond is going down, so here it will go up in the different plane. Here because it is going up, so here it will go down in a different plane. Because it is going down here, this will go up in a particular plane, right? So this is how you represent a chair form. So basically this is the most stable form. There are other forms as well, but our prime focus, our main study, our main analysis would be mostly on the chair form of the cyclohexane. So chair form of the cyclohexane is the most stable conformer of the cyclohexane. So this is like a chair. You can see that this is basically your chair sitting area. This is your leg. This is your rest part. So I hope you have understood now. So when axial hydrogen is going above the plane, the adjacent carbon will have the hydrogen going down the plane. Then the adjacent carbon will have a hydrogen going in the same plane but in the opposite direction. Then in the adjacent carbon again there will be an axial bond going in the same plane but directed opposite. And similarly the next carbon will have axial bonds in the opposite direction in the same plane. And similarly then you can draw the equatorial. So each adjacent CH bond are opposite to each other. The only thing that you should understand over here is that the axial bonds are in the same plane whereas equatorial bonds are not in the same plane. So if you look at this particular carbon, now if you look at this carbon and this carbon, now you can see that if I am viewing from here, this will appear like a staggered form, because obviously if I denote it like this, it will something be like this. So if I am seeing it from here, this hydrogen is basically going down. I am visualizing from here. So that is the back carbon. So its hydrogen is going up. Now here the hydrogen is going over here. Now here the hydrogen is, so these are your axial hydrogens, these are your equatorial hydrogens. So this is the viewing from this particular carbon. Now if I am viewing from this particular carbon, so I am just viewing from this, okay, so I am viewing from this, so this is my carbon that I am seeing and this is the carbon that I am seeing. Now if I see this carbon, I can see that its axial bond is going down and then the equatorial bond is going towards the left hand side. So this is your front carbon. The back carbon has an axial bond which is directed opposite to this, and then there is an equatorial bond which is coming over here. Now we know that these carbons are basically attached to one carbon and these carbons are also attached. I am visualizing from here. I am visualizing from here. So this is the front carbon, this is the back carbon. This is the front carbon, this is the back carbon. And we know that these two carbons are joined by a carbon and this is also joined by a carbon. So basically this is joined by a carbon. You can see that they are joined by a carbon and these are also joined by a carbon. So basically this becomes the Newman projection of the chair form of cyclohexane. So this is the Newman projection of the chair form of a cyclohexane. So cyclohexane most stable conformer is a chair form, and chair form looks something like this. Then there are other forms as well. So if I talk about the other forms, so basically it will have a boat form. So this is basically looking like a boat, so that is why it is called as a boat form. So if I go to the structure, now you can see that this was your planar. So this was your planar ring of cyclohexane. Now what I have done over here is, I have taken one of the bond and stretched it above the plane and taken one of the bond and below the plane. So I got a chair form. If I take both of them directly in the same plane, so we will get a boat form. Now why, there can be a question why chair form is the most stable form, because obviously here you can see that the configuration here is staggered. Because of staggered there is very less repulsion, and due to which this is the most stable form. So because of it being staggered, this is the most stable form. So I hope you have got this idea. Now if I consider a boat form, if you look at the boat form is unstable. There are two main reasons for it. First of all, there are two hydrogens that are very close to each other. Because these are very close to each other, there will be some flagpole interactions. So if you consider a boat, this is the point where a flag is kept. So because a flag is kept, so this is basically called as flagpole positions. Now because these two hydrogens are very close, because they are on the flagpole position, so there is a flagpole interaction and basically boat form is destabilized. And also if you look at it, if you look at this particular form, you can say that these bonds will be basically, these bonds are basically eclipsed, these bonds are basically staggered, but these bonds are basically eclipsed. So it will have some eclipsed bond as well, and because of the flagpole interaction it is destabilized. Now there is another form which is called as twist boat. So twist boat something look like this. So I have twisted the boat. So I have twisted the boat sorry, this is basically called as a, this is basically called as a twisted boat because I have twisted the boat. Now on twisting the boat, what will happen is, these hydrogens which were interacting now because of the less distance between them will become far. So I basically twisted the boat. Okay, these are very difficult to visualize, but I think you just need to know the name. So basically this is called as twist boat. So twist boat is basically twisted form of the boat. You just hold this boat and you just stretch it or you just rotate it. So you will get a twist boat, due to which the hydrogen distance will increase, that flagpole interaction hydrogen will decrease, and due to which it will become more stable than the boat form. Then basically you are having a half chair. So half chair is basically this one. Now half chair is the most unstable form of the cyclohexane. Okay, so these are the different forms. So you have to just remember about chair form. You don't have to worry about the other forms because generally JEE doesn't ask questions on the other forms. Now let me write the stability order. So now I know that if I consider the stability order, the most stable form is the chair form, followed by twist boat, followed by boat form, followed by half chair. So these are the structures of different conformers of cyclohexane. So you can see that this was your planar ring. I have taken one bond outside and taken one bond inside. So I have generated a chair form. Similarly here what I have done, I have taken both the bonds in the same direction. So this is your boat form. I have taken this as in a one plane. So this is basically your half chair. So this basically is your half chair. Half chair is highly unstable because all the bonds mostly are eclipsed over here. Due to eclipsing of all the CH bond, this becomes unstable, and then you are having a twist boat. So these are the four forms, out of which the most important form and the analysis of chair form should be done in a proper manner. So this will be the potential energy diagram. You can see that the boat forms are the chair forms are the most stable. The half chairs are highly unstable. So this is your half chair, this is your twist boat, and these are your boat. So basically this is your boat form, this is your B is basically your boat form, A is basically your chair form, C is basically your twist boat, and D is basically your So A is basically your chair form, B is basically your half chair, D is basically your half chair, this is also half chair. These are basically your twist boat, and this is basically your boat. So this is the conformation analysis of a cyclohexane. So I hope these graphs are clear to you. You don't have to worry much about it because for understanding of this you need to know many things. So what I have done is I have just told you about the chair form, and that is what we are going to use frequently in different questions.